my dynamic duo is back.
This is Corey.
Yes, Georgina.
And that's Georgina. And we're just gonna start with the prayer. Yeah, I'll say the prayer. Heavenly Father, we're so thankful for this day. We're thankful that we're able to be here together and that we'll be able to discuss this case and be able to answer some of the problems. And we love you so very much, and we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Alright, so spiritual thought for today will be some insights that I found on Scroll. I was reading it yesterday and it was super interesting because it talks about divorce in like BYU, Idaho, which is like super rare. It's a sensitive subject to talk about it considering it's like a pretty conservative campus. But there are so many surprising facts that I found that it's basically saying that the divorce rate is going up due to people marrying too fast, like miscommunication. Infidelity is the third biggest one, which is really so surprising. Crazy. Yeah, within the campus too. This is not like just overall. And it says that 50% of the marriages will end in a divorce, and that kind of creeped me out. But the article talks about the family proclamation to the world or something like that. Just pointed out how we should take marriage like seriously. Like divorce is not should be like the last option. Especially when it says like communication. Like there's so many things you can do like before you get a divorce. Maybe just try going through the therapist and talk your problems out because it doesn't affect a man and a woman, like especially when you bring like children into the marriage. It's like really important to considering their feelings. I was just thinking that was super interesting that like the divorce rate is going higher. You do? Oh, that's so weird. You should like ask her more juice. Yeah.
So marriage is no joke.
Yeah. No, yeah. Seriously, that's the summary. Like, take it serious. Like, if you're not ready, you don't
take
need
it slow.
Yeah, take it slow. Like, you don't need to rush it, because that's like number one reason why people get divorced, because they don't have enough time to like figure each other out. Like one of my roommates met her fiance like a week, and then after that they were talking about getting married. So within like 2 or 3 weeks they got engaged, and they haven't even had that first fight. So like, how are you gonna respond to a fight once you're married? Once you're married. And another roommate, she was having a problem with like her fiance all the time. Like she would just text her, she would be like, "I'm marrying an idiot," and all that kind of stuff. And she expected him to change after they get married, but that's not how it works. You need to work on it before you, So, interesting topic to talk about. Now we're gonna transfer to Noodles and Company.
Okay, I'll go first.
Alright.
What made Noodles and Company an attractive opportunity for Aaron Kennedy? I found within the text that he said Kennedy thought that the global noodle shop idea was one that he could take straight to the customer since he liked working with the customers. And he said I could give them the hospitality and accommodating helpful service that I knew they desired and that I desired personally. So I guess the noodle, because he was working at some other Pepsi for marketing, or I can't remember what, but he wasn't interacting with the customers enough. So this was like
they focus on the management, restaurant management, rather than end consumers. And I want to add to that. He said that noodles are like universal food, like with the pasta and then Asian dishes. Another opportunity was that the fast casual restaurants are growing.
They were going up.
Growing, and he mentioned that time is the new currency. So like he wanted to build a place that's like
like 5 minute.
Yeah, it's not like McDonald's where it's just like junk you know, but
And it's not a
like
drive-through. It's like
yeah,
Yeah.
a place that you can like come and enjoy like noodles, which is like great meals, but in a fast pace. So I think that's a big opportunity because nothing like no companies have really done it before.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I forgot about those.
Yeah.
What caused the company's early struggles? Why do you think so? At first, they needed to raise more money and they had to do it fast. And also, I remember them saying that the food didn't taste that good.
Yeah.
It tasted limp.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? Yeah, I specifically remember.
Yeah, I remember that part too. That's funny.
They said that in January 1996, they had to sell another 50,000 of stock to the original investor.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of interesting. When I read that, I didn't really know you could do that. Just sell it back to what they invested so that they get their money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it makes sense. That was really smart of them to do that. I wasn't thinking about that. So yeah, they needed more money.
Yeah, like you said, the struggle was mainly like the taste of the food. I was like surprised how they didn't do the test market first. Like,
I know.
Go out there and actually
They just like had a
test
cook.
it. Yeah.
Or it was his grandma or mother-in-law or something, her recipe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought that was weird too.
And once he opened the first restaurant in City Creek, I've been to that place too. Colorado. It's so weird. It's in Denver.
Oh yeah, the locations was
Yeah.
an issue
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. So that, and he didn't realize how bad the first store was doing, which I didn't understand because
How can you
see,
not?
Yeah, you see like your daily revenue.
And then he wanted to
And
go
then-
and open the second store
Yeah.
right off of the bat. I
Yeah,
remember.
like you.
That was weird.
Yeah, he should have like see
Analyzed
what's
it or-
wrong. Yeah, what's going on with the first, and then he like should like the second store should be the opportunity to improve what's he's struggling with.
Yeah, he didn't research that.
Yeah, so I thought
He
it
did
was
it in
like
a weird order.
Yeah, how he didn't even realize that his first store was doing that, and then he went and targeted like students.
In more of a fast-paced
Mm-hmm.
area, up-and-coming area.
Yeah.
What role should franchising play in the company's growth? So this kind of goes with 3 and 4. Question 3 and 4. So we'll kind of just combine them and talk about, I guess, the advantages and disadvantages.
So the franchise, it mentioned that doing franchise, they're still gonna have like 50% of the original, what is it, like operating by Noodles and Company like owners. I don't know how to word that.
Yeah, they
And
said
then
50% franchise and 50%.
yeah, and the other 50
Yeah.
would be franchise, and it says that they would that would lift up like the burden that Noodles and Company are having, especially in operations and management.
Yeah, it said not only would this reduce the organizational challenges, but the combination of cash flow from franchise units and reduce capital requirements.
Right. Yeah, that's the part I got
It's
too.
huge.
And also.
So I thought that an advantage of franchising for Noodles and Company would be more of a motivation, because it said like franchisees are working for themselves and therefore more motivated. They generally set up locally and have knowledge of the area. So I think that what is the guy's name? Anyways, Noodles and Kennedy could research more on the location, but they're already so motivated because they turned their second or third store around in like really fast. So then they were able to have positive cash flow. They're already so motivated. They should just.
I think that's a great point.
You know?
Yeah, doing with franchise, because another person will buy the franchise.
Yeah.
And they have to be motivated. They want to be successful. Yeah, and Another thing is that it will reduce capital requirements for company-owned stores. So it says that Noodles and Company, it will reduce Noodles and Company's capital needs to $25 million over the next few years. As we see in the past, like Noodles and Companies have like some struggles with like coming up with money because like they went through rounds of like fundraising and going like with franchising. I feel like they won't have to do as much of that anymore.
As much of what? Sorry.
Capital, like needs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then the franchisor, another advantage is the franchisor can establish a presence in the market rapidly and quickly lock in a market position for products or services. They're doing that already. So if they are able to expand more, it'll just grow more.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the downsides?
Sure.
Of the
So the disadvantages of franchising. So it says franchisees need control and monitoring, which is an additional expense for the franchisor. That could kind of set them back.
Yeah. And another one that I found is that they care so much about their brand and their culture, their company culture, and they're scared that if they go with franchise, they will lose the company culture. Yeah, because it's gonna be like individually owned and, you know.
Yeah, it said that if like problems will arise if there are communication problems. If the franchisor and the franchisee aren't in communication, it's all gonna go crazy. It's gonna go bad.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be harder if with communication if you're doing
They just don't have the same vision.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have the same vision. I don't know.
Other options. So 2 other options are joint venture and then strategic partner. Let me look up the definition. Commercial enterprise undertaken jointly by 2 or more parties, otherwise retained. I think strategic partner would be the worst option. Just like trying to get out. Because they're scared that like the partner is gonna come in and changes everything.
I think I found this part in the text. It says a joint venture might run the spectrum from our doing nothing except allowing the joint venture partner to use our service marks to our putting up capital and people. With regard to strategic partners, we do ask ourselves, however, what culture would be appropriate for us.
So like with partner, I feel like they'll have like 50% ownership, and then strategic partner can just come in and then change his company culture. That's what I got from it.
So the strategic planner is just helping. It's not an actual partner. Oh, it is.
Yeah, it is a partner, but it's just like one while joint venture is more than one. It's like 2 or more parties for joint venture, but strategic partner, it's just another partner. I think.
Well, the question doesn't talk about it.
Let's see. But let's see if there's like good sides to it. But either way, me and Corey picked
Franchise.
Yeah, like that would be our recommendations for Noodles and Company for them to franchise.
And that's it.
Bye.